Welcome to another edition of Stuff You Don't Usually See. You know the rules. Every week we record a segment, an interview for a group of local radio stations, but we decided to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how all that happens. So today's guest, Colton Koenig. How you doing, Colton?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
Doing very well. Thanks for sitting down. Brand new to the organization. Well,
Yes, sir.
Relatively new.
Coming up on 6 months.
Okay. So where were you before you came here? What's your story?
So my background, I worked in special needs camping and just recently came from a YMCA camp. So I did that for about 10 years, but I grew up in College Station. My wife's in school here. So when COVID happened, we moved back home and looked for a job where I could work back where I grew up.
All right. So what do you call a native from College Station?
Oh, College Station. There's not really a good name.
Right? I've been asked this before.
No one really ever asked me that. I'm usually, because, people from College Station usually tell you they're from College Station. So, they don't really have to think about it.
Because you've got Bryanites. I've been asked this before. I don't know if they're College Stationites, College Stationers, College Stationaries.
College Stationers doesn't sound
College
bad.
Stationaries?
Yeah.
Station wagons?
Yeah, College Stationaries makes us sound like we're in the Roman legions. So,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Okay. Well, if anyone would know, it would be somebody who was born and raised here. So. Okay, you ready to do this for radio?
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Well, thank you and good morning. My guest today is Colton Koenig. He is our Assistant Recreation Supervisor for Senior Services. Did I get that right?
Yeah, so more commonly known as the Senior Services Coordinator.
Exactly what I said. Okay, listen, I know you have a lot of programming that you oversee. So if you want to give us a quick rundown of what falls under you before you get to a special event I know you have coming up.
Yeah, for sure. So pretty much for the Parks and Rec Department, if we're doing something with seniors, it falls under me. So we have the Myers Senior and Community Center, which is our community center that is strictly for seniors. So it's kind of the main hub. But we also have a really thriving senior program at the Lincoln Center, as well as the Southwood Community Center we currently use for some exercise classes. So while I spend a lot of time at the Myers Senior and Community Center, we've got things going on all over College Station.
So how does programming differ from one facility to the other? Are they built to do different things, or how does that work?
Not necessarily built to do different things. We use Southwood. Has a little bit bigger room, so we use that for our exercise classes so we can make sure everyone can spread out and be safe.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Center and Myers both do very similar programs, although the Lincoln Center, just because of the ladies and the people they have over there, they do a lot more arts and crafts than we do. So I tend to send people that way if they want to do anything with glue or hot glue guns, because it's not my cup of tea.
Got it. Okay, so you have a special event coming up pretty soon, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. The Senior Autumn Fest.
Okay, tell me, first of all, I like the name of the event because for folks who have been here a while, it used to be called Senior Fall Fest, which I thought was a horrible name. It just brought to mind
tripping hazards,
tragic accidents, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a fall fest, it is the Senior Autumn Fest.
Exactly.
Okay, so what is that all about?
Yeah, so it came about, it's been around for about a decade, even maybe longer now. And so really it came about as a way for seniors to get together and enjoy the fall and socialize, share a meal, have a cakewalk. Really, I think probably a good motivation for it was to have the costume contest, because everyone enjoys dressing up and being a little silly.
So is there a difference this year compared to previous years or over the past decade? Have you brought some new twist to it?
Not necessarily a new twist. I think with my camp background, I think we're definitely planning on having some games they may not have had in the past, make someone a mummy out of toilet paper and just silly fun things, because for a lot of the seniors, they've been, getting out in the world, but, not everything's open and they spend a lot of time inside. So we really just wanted to have a time to get together and socialize, be outdoors, and have some fun.
Question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is considered a senior?
Yeah, that's a good point. So anyone who is 50 plus, we fit, but we're also not out there checking IDs or anything.
First of all, that hurts me a lot.
Yeah,
because,
I understand.
Because now I fall into that category.
Yeah, so does my mom, as she reminds me.
So who is there a typical client that you guys see taking advantage of your events and programs, or is it just the widest variety you can imagine?
Really the widest variety. We definitely have a lot of regulars that I know if it's Monday and 42 is happening, I can probably tell you 12 people I'm going to see. But really one of the most fun things for me, still being new to the position, has been there's a varied background and everyone's got a different story and has a different cool thing they've done in their life. So we really have all kinds in the senior program.
Do some of the folks who show up tend to tell you a little bit about their background and what they did and all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We kind of learn their names, and we know this person really likes a joke. He's going to have a joke ready when he comes in, or this person, they want to just come in and get to playing. So they're going to head to the coffee and head to the table. So you really get to know them really well, and you kind of get to know their little quirks.
Well, one of the things I love about this community is you never know who is standing next to you, sitting next to you, whether it's in the grocery store or at church or what have you. There are some very impressive and amazing people in this community, and a lot of them are very humble, and so you just don't know. But these could be folks who have done groundbreaking research or had this amazing military history and what have you. And I have to think a lot of those people come through your doors.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of former A&M professors, a lot of people who've done some really amazing things. We have quite a few that now that they're retired, they're working on novels and different things. And some of our seniors are helping edit some of our other seniors' work. So it's really cool just to kind of see, they may be retired, but they're definitely still active, and they're still doing a lot of things, and they're definitely still out in the community and definitely have a voice.
Yeah. So because College Station is becoming more and more of a retirement destination, I assume that there are people who move here throughout the year who may not know a lot of folks here, may not know anybody, but your senior programs and events and facilities probably would be a great place for them to plug in, meet people, get involved, and that sort of thing. But I know, like, for instance, my mom, who came here just over a year ago, she doesn't know anybody outside of our family. So what's your sales pitch in terms of trying to convince somebody to come give it a try, find something they like, and get involved?
My sales pitch would really be invest 30 minutes. And if you can give me 30 minutes of free time, I bet I can get you hooked. Just come to the center. All of the seniors are super friendly. We'll take you on a tour, and pretty soon because they're usually looking for a person to complete a fourth. So they'll twist your arm and get you at the table. And once they've got you at the table and they've introduced you, because everyone wants to have that sense of community, and especially when you retire and families move away and COVID has really isolated a lot of people, I think it's even more important now to find that community you belong to. And a lot of our groups that come together, the players that play Rummy Cube, they have their own little community. They all look out for each other, and they swap vegetables from their garden. And so it's really awesome to get to see the groups that kind of really grow from not just a game to really a sense of something that people belong to, and something that they have people who look out for them. If they don't come to Rummy Cube or to bingo one week, people notice because they're always there and they're their friend. So it's good to have those connections to the community and to other people.
Is there a program or an offering of any kind that people tend to not know about but are really excited about when they come and learn a little more?
One of our most popular programs, we still have a couple spaces, but it's a little filling up, but we've got Tai Chi on Wednesdays was really popular, and we were able to add that. So it's been super awesome. I think because it involves elements of balance and coordination, it's been really good for the seniors. And then also, if people are looking at the Meyer calendar and they're not seeing a lot of arts and crafts, I'd encourage them to flip over to Lincoln Center and make sure they know that they do a lot of really awesome arts and crafts over there and make a lot of really cool things.
Okay, so I've drilled you pretty good on programs and facilities and so forth. Let's loop back to the Senior Autumn Fest and make sure people know what's coming up and all the date, time, place, and the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Senior Autumn Fest, it's coming back October 21st from 5 to 7 p.m., located at the American Pavilion in Veterans Park. We'll have a cakewalk, costume contest, dinner, a whole bunch of fun, music, and it's just a time for seniors to get together and socialize and have a good time.
Perfect. And I think your specific website is cstx.gov/seniors.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey, Colton, thanks a bunch for visiting with me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you guys for letting us come on and talk about the city of College Station. You know what that was? That was stuff you don't usually see. Perfect.
I was like pulling teeth.